Warm greetings. Now we are going to see the comprehensive guide to software testing types to ensure the quality, reliability, and the performance of the software we developed by came across the various stages of the software development lifecycle. So here, what is a software testing? Software testing is a process of evaluating the application which we called as a software we developed to identify the defects before they reach the end user. Before every product will launch to the user and make it available for them, we have to test it to ensure the reliability and quality of the software we developed. So here, embedded with the software development life cycle to ensure the final product we developed to meet out the functional and non-functional requirements stated by the users, those who are going to use it. So first thing is finds the bugs earlier, catch detects before they impact users or production system, validate the requirements, confirm the software behaves exactly as specified, build the confidence, deliver reliable, stable release stakeholders can trust. So here is the testing hierarchy. We can carry out the testing in two phases like manual testing and automation testing. The testing is to test whether the developed products will meet out the stated requirement and it will work fine when we use it in the user's environment. So manual testing executes by hand relying on the human institution and exploratory techniques, and it's a cost effective one, whereas automated testing will be done by a tool which run as scripted test repeatedly and at a regular interval. So it requires a programming skill and significant initial setup investment. So there are three types of major types of testing. First one, white box, black box, and then gray box. So white box is the types of testing which test the internal logic and code structure. It will be usually performed by the developers with full code access. Second one comes black box testing. It tests the input and output only. No code knowledge needed for doing this black box testing. It validates from an end user perspective. So end user verifies whether the software developed have meet out the stated requirements of the user. Third one will be the gray box. So this gray box combines both the approaches with partial code knowledge. So for carrying out this gray box knowledge, gray box testing, we need some basic knowledge about the software and how it behaves for the user input. It targets the structural and usage defects. Next one will be the functional and non-functional testing. So functional testing indicates what the system do, whereas non-functional testing will indicate the how the system perform. So in functional testing, we verify the software meets the business requirements by testing the user interface, application programming interface, databases, and client-server interactions. Whereas the non-functional testing evaluates the reliability, speed, usability, and compatibility of the software to ensure a high-quality user experience. Unit testing and integration testing. The first level of testing comes the unit testing. This unit testing is carried out by testing the individual components in isolation to verify the each piece of code runs correctly before integrate with the another one. Second one, integration testing. Integration testing tests the interface between the combined modules, ensuring the data flows between the modules that we integrate. These approaches include incremental, whereas top down or bottom up, and non-incremental, that is big bang testing also for this purpose. The three approaches to integration testing: first one will be the top down, second one will be the bottom up, and third one will be the big bang. So top down tests from the top, use steps for lower module, whereas bottom up tested lowest components and use drivers above, whereas third one integrate all at once, defects hard to isolate. System testing and performance. System testing validates the complete integrated application against all functional and technical requirements. The final checkpoint before release should be the load testing, the behavior under expected peak user loads. Stress testing pushes the system beyond capacity to find its breaking point. Scalability testing to test how well the system meets with the user demand. Fourth one will be stability test. It is also called as soak testing to check whether the system will sustain load over long duration. Usability and compatibility testing. So usability testing indicates how easy and intuitive the software is for real end user. It focuses only on the navigation flow, visual design, accessibility, and overall user satisfaction while working with the developer software. So next comes the compatibility testing. It ensures the software functions correctly across different browsers and operating systems, devices, and hardware configurations. It is critical for delivering a consistent experience to all the users because various users are using some of the common platform and few of the users are using a different platform. So we have to provide equal user satisfaction for the all. So the key takeaways are: test early, test often, combine the available approaches for testing, don't neglect any functional and non-functional requirements. Final one would be the choose the right mix. Thank you.